Today, so 2 weeks ago, we talked about cracking the code, and today we're talking about creating content, which is part of chapter 2 and 3 of the conversion code. And we're talking today about blogs and lead magnets. And so I thought I'd pull up Wikipedia. No one goes to Webster anymore, I don't think. They just go to Wikipedia. But Wikipedia also gives you the definition as well as the history of certain terms. And what's interesting is blogs emerged in the 1990s. And they emerged because tools were created where non-technical users, raise your hand if you're a non-technical user, okay? No one here knows how to write website code. I sure don't. But technology emerged that would allow non-technical users to create content. Y'all know how easy it is right now with WordPress to create a page for your website, right? You just type in like you're writing a Word document. Whereas years ago, you'd have to do all this code to create this. Now you just go into Wikipedia and type in what you think and boom, it's online. So people started blogging because technology evolved and it became really easy to share your thoughts, opinions, or facts about something. And blogging is really now viewed as a means for social networking, sharing your thoughts about something. What we're trying to drill down on today is, can you write the perfect blog post? I've seen what a lot of y'all have produced, and it is really interesting, and it's really well written, and you've got great images. So writing one is a challenge in itself. And what we're trying to get to first is, how do you write a perfect blog post? And then we're going to close today with, how do you attract people to it to capture their information, email address, name? Because I learned a long time ago, there's nothing worse than creating an amazing piece of marketing material. It's like spending a lot of money and creating a website or a brochure or this great ad or a video that nobody ever sees. Or if they do see it, nobody responds. And the only way you used to know that someone would respond is because they say, hey, you'd see them say, Alan, man, I saw that commercial, or I saw your billboard. Man, that was awesome. Now what do people do? They give you a thumbs up, they give you a like, or they comment, or they actually respond directly to you. And that's what we're trying to get through today. There's 6 elements of a blog post. There's the headline, storytelling, learning how to use fewer characters in certain sections. Featured images, you already know about that. This is a scary one. This is not 1,500 characters. That's 1,500 words. That is a lot of words. I would get scared if someone said, send me a 500-word essay on a topic. That is a lot. Sound bites. So we're going to go through and explain each one of these so you understand what they are. So starting with the headline. This is an interesting fact. Only 2 out of 10 people read beyond the headline. So if you produce a blog post, just know that only 2 out of 10 people are actually that see it, are going to click on it and actually start reading some of it. And a place you can check out to get some tips on headlines it's a site called Buffer and Copy Blogger. These give you tips on headlines. I took the same statement and use it in different ways. So if we have a question, these would be headlines for your blog. Question: do you know how to sell your home in 30 days or less? The how-to version of that would be, how to sell your home in 30 days or less. People love numbers. 5 steps to sell your home in 30 days or less. I'm not a huge fan of negatives, but I think it's interesting to point out that some people do feed on that. Don't waste 6 months trying to sell your home. Now, those could all be appropriate for different types of people. But you see how those are all basically the same statement, just in a different way. So you have to look at the headlines because only 20% of the people that see that headline are actually going to move beyond that. So you've got to have something that captures them. Storytelling. It's all about storytelling these days. An example of how to do that the wrong way is to, after your headline, start your blog. This is how you sell your home in 30 days. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. You'd start with, many clients, you tell a story about, you don't use specific names, but you could say something like, many clients call me after they've tried to sell their home with another company for 6 months. They're frustrated and disappointed. When I sit down with them and review my marketing strategy and pricing strategy, they always respond, I wish I'd called you 6 months ago. To save you 6 months of frustration, here's my plan on how to sell your home in 30 days or less. That's a lot different than saying, here's my plan for selling your home in 30 days or less. Please keep reading. That's important information, but to really get someone beyond that, you've got to open it up with a story. And it's okay if that's never really actually happened. That's why it's called a story, because you're just using it to elaborate a point.
So
we're not
going to go in there and tell me to sell their house in 30 days, and 30 days to be able to sell it, they're going to be, what? You tell me to sell it?
I'm just using an example to get you interested. That may not be the best headline. We look at it, I see a lot of y'all getting home sold. You just sold a house in 7 days, right? This is possible. If they do what? Don't share all those secrets here, Mary. Put it on your blog so people can read it. But I mean, you see the point. Things do happen. Y'all know how they happen. But of course what? Not everybody agrees to do all those things, so sometimes houses do sit for a little while longer. Using fewer characters. Y'all have seen some people now will start with the bullet points at first on what they're trying to explain. So I took the same content, and this would not be the way to do it. Many clients call me after they try to sell their home with another company, blah, 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 blah. I wish I'd called you 6 months ago. To save you 6 months of frustration, here's my plan for selling your home. That all kind of runs together. I could not get my PowerPoint presentation to tab, so ideally, you would maybe indent. These could be together, but you would indent each sentence just to break up the first 3 or 4 sentences. You know, your very first paragraph. You want to make it really easy to read. I've actually started doing that with emails too. Some of the emails, I'll hit return after every point so you can pick out the points of the message that I'm sending. Same thing with a blog post. Make that first paragraph really easy on their eyes. Featured image. There's lots of places online where you can get photos. Big Stock Photo and Pexels, they do offer some free photos. The best photos are ones that you take. Just start taking photos of stuff. I saw maybe Pam took a great photo of something on her desk yesterday and put it on Instagram. You know, the iPhone 7, I think she just got an iPhone 7. That thing is amazing. And you don't have to walk around with your big Nikon or Canon camera taking pictures of stuff, but if you see something cool, just snap a picture. You may need it for something later. And then you don't have to worry about any copyright rules or credits if it's your picture. 1,500 plus words. This scares me a lot. I'm just sharing with you what Google says so that you understand. Longer is better. And if you have 1,500 words or more on your blog post, Google really keys on that. People that have, I can't write 2,500 words, but blog posts that have 2,500 words, get preferential treatment by Google, because that gives you so much more room to put in links, pictures, and quality content, and Google sees value in that. Instead of just a one-paragraph blog post that's 30 words. That is one way to really increase your traffic on a blog, is to have more words. And that's probably one of the hardest things to do. What are sound bites? Sound bites are the most socially shareable piece from your post. And so I pulled out a blog. You can see there's some content, some number points, and this is accented because it's a quote from Steve Case. So you may have seen that in some other posts. They have share this, tweet this. A soundbite is just a way to accent a takeaway from your post that you think people would share. And an example would be in our topic, how to sell your home in 30 days or less. Maybe as you got down that post, say, hire Reynolds Bickerstaff to sell your home, or listening to your it's a quote that someone would tweet or post on Facebook. Using a realtor is the number one way to sell your home in 30 days or less. So that's an example of a soundbite. It's just, what's the most shareable piece from your post? Is it an image? Is it an actual quote? Opt-in monster. I wanted to give you some inspiration for blog topics. This is a website. It's just optinmonster.com. Obviously, they also sell landing pages and all kind of things to help you with your blog. But they have some incredible information on here. This is free, 50 blog post ideas that you can write about today. What's your favorite piece of industry news you've come across? Is there something that frustrated you recently? Talk about it. Why don't people get pre-approved before they get in the car with me to buy a house? You cannot close a loan in 30 days or less. Well, Eddie can, but not everybody can. I'm not going to run through all these, but it's hard to think up this stuff on your own. You don't have to. Just go to this website. There's 50 different tips. Anything fun happened at the office this week? What are you passionate about in your industry? Any important insights you've learned in the past year? There are tons of topics to help you get started. Again, that's optinmonster.com. We're actually going to be coming back in a second to look at that again. Okay, so you just wrote the perfect blog post. Congratulations! Check it off your list. You're done. Take a break, relax, go have some drinks on the deck, celebrate because that blog post was awesome. So now what do? After you've written an amazing blog post, you need to learn how to use lead magnets to capture this traffic. Now, the best example I can use is, how do you catch people speeding down the highway? The state troopers and police officers sit on the side of the road with a radar gun and see how many people are speeding. Right? That's how you catch it. So if no one's watching the highway, how do we know if people are speeding? Unless a concerned citizen calls the police station and says, hey, you got to get this under control. People are speeding down this road. It's dangerous. So if the people responsible for doing their job don't know this, they can't do their job. So if you don't know people are reading your blog because they're not telling you how great it is, what kind of, let's call them speed traps, can you set up to capture people that want to speak with you? They're called lead magnets. And basically, it's just an opt-in bribe. Y'all have seen these. I'm going to show you an example. It's an incentive that marketers offer to potential buyers in exchange for their email address and their contact information. Lead magnets are how you generate business from your blog. We're not trying to sell ads on our blog. We're trying to find people that are interested in buying or selling real estate, right? And they're interested in working with y'all. That's the goal, sharing your knowledge so people understand why they should work with you. So let's look at a lead magnet. This is a blog, and I copied a picture from the screen. And as you read down, this blog is 69 irresistible lead magnet ideas. So it's obviously appropriate to have a lead magnet in a blog about lead magnets, right? So this is just down the first page. Want the cheat sheet? Download the 69 irresistible lead magnet ideas to grow your list. So if you don't have time to read all 69, just click right there and download the whole list, right? Well, let's see that in action and what really happens. So here's the blog. In fact, it's right at the top. It says exclusive bonus, download 69 irresistible lead magnet ideas. It's just a link. Voila, what happens? A little landing page pops up. And sorry, I zoomed out. Free is free. All you have to give them my name and my email, right? So if I want that, if I want it right now, just enter my name and email address. Y'all have done this before, hadn't you? Julie, you're not allowed to shake your head on stuff. I mean, you've opted into these before. You've gotten something for free. You understand if you give them your name and email address, that's basically permission to follow up with you. So there's another lead magnet. This is an example of one, but then you keep scrolling down, and here's another lead magnet they popped in. The same thing. Download the sheet now. Another example of a lead magnet is, I love these. These are quizzes. Has anybody ever taken a quiz, like find out what pop star you are, find out, what's one you've done, Christy? Yeah, are you left brain, right brain? This is one Auto Trader has created. I was pretty surprised at what kind of car it said I was. So, find your soulmate on wheels. What kind of car am I meant to drive? Let's play. What is my drink of choice? Well, that's obvious. It's beer. Your jam is, well, out of this, yeah. I've been listening to a lot of Disney tunes, so out of these, I'm going to select Moana or The Trolls, so I'm going with Disney. My favorite movie lately has been Frozen. It's probably going to pick like a minivan. My number one meal, I do like pizza. And my favorite activity is the great outdoors. My perfect vacation. Obvious. The thing that inspires you the most. Achievement. Yes, success. My dream house is a loft in the city. Whoa! Hey! I love you, Disney. Let it go. I want a Mercedes. And what does it say? It says, you like to look good everywhere, in the office, on the town, and especially on the street. Luxury might as well be your middle name because you expect nothing less. With your high-end taste and your love for the fast lane, your soulmate on wheels is a certified pre-owned Mercedes-Benz class. This hot rod will complement your sophisticated taste, give you peace of mind with a great warranty, and keep a few dollars in your wallet. Auto Trader can set you up on your first date. Let's get started, Auto Trader. And look how cool this is. Click here to learn more about the new love of your life. But that's a lead magnet. You imagine you post that to social media. That gets people to interact. And what usually happens is at the end of the quiz, where they say, enter your email address and we'll email you the results. because that was an example, they just posted the results right there on the site. Normally, either it displays your results right then and there with another offer, or some of them ask for your information. So the website is Try Interact, and it's really cool. You can create these quizzes, personality quizzes. You can do giveaways. So you've been giving away some t-shirts, Mary. Maybe some of y'all are giving away other things. You could create a quiz for people to fill out for your gift card to Starbucks or the hat or whatever you're offering. People love quizzes, especially when they're fun. The best ones, though, are listing and home values reports. You know, if you're running an ad on Facebook about your open house or your new listing, something you could do with a lead magnet is, lead magnets don't have to be in just blogs. They're what turn your blogs into business generators. You could put a lead magnet as just a post. Come to my open house this weekend. Click here to download the best 5 deals surrounding my open house. Or, y'all know how the home value reports work. People love to know what their home is worth. That is why Zillow is so popular. People just want to know what their neighbor's house is worth. And I don't know if y'all realize, you don't have to enter your own home address. You can enter anybody's address, right? Most people enter their own address. This is another agent's website I found, and what will hopefully work is you'll see he's created a post, what to know when buying bank-owned property, and here's his post about it. Here's his lead magnet, download my free buyer's guide. So he just has that in there. If we click on that, I'll have to enter my name and email, and then they'll let me download his free buyer's guide. Here's another one that says, for information, you can get pre-approved at jnilesrealestate.com, pre-approved conveniently online. Click the red button to get started. So there's another lead magnet right there. And if we stay on here long enough, the little window pops up, says, want to know what your home's worth. Want to know the value of your home. Which, I know y'all have seen that because it looks like this. That's what would happen if we stayed on his site long enough. Then this little page pops up. How much is your home worth? Get an accurate valuation for free. So this guy has lead magnets all over. So with blogs and lead magnets, what you need to understand, it doesn't cost anything to create a blog. It's free. If you do it, it's information that you found or that you've created yourself. It works, but 99% of the agents in this market will not blog consistently or effectively. And that's not in just this market, that's in a lot of markets. So be the 1%. If you've got time, this is something you can do, and if you do it effectively, you can generate business from it. And here's the great thing about a blog or posting anything. That can generate traffic for weeks, months, years. So it's not that you have to do something every single week, but if you take the time to write something or put together a video about how to buy bank-owned property or how to sell your home in 30 days or less, that's something that can live online as long as you want it. So be the 1%. And thank you all for being here today.